Hello, and welcome back to Hardcore Minecraft Season 2, Episode 57, I believe, actually. As you can see, we are flying. I did get my wings last episode. Now let me turn back around before I run into something. Okay. I have been doing a little bit of practice with my wings off camera. So I do know a bit more about how they work and everything, and how not to potentially injure myself, you know, if I actually land on the ceiling, how to not potentially injure myself with them. So I do have a kind of synopsis of how I feel about them. But most of the time I am walking around with my chest plate on. Now today, you can see we have some stuff set up right here. This is my auto sheep farm. And for context, I died before finishing this in the last season. I had just gotten, like, I think 2 pods set up when I died. But this season, we are much farther along, and I also need carpet in order to make a creeper gunpowder farm. I'm also having issues speaking English today for whatever reason. My brain is moving too quick for my mouth, apparently. But today, this is going to be our main focus. I'm probably only going to have enough materials to get this side done. In fact, I already have the materials set up and in one of my shulker boxes. Things already set up. I just got to get everything put out here and figure out how I want to design said build. It's already becoming night. Did me setting up that flying thing really take that long? Okay. But this is going to be our main focus for today. I went ahead and set out the amount of space I'm going to need for each pod. I do make them kind of close together because I'm not relying on this being like an overproducing farm. I just want one sheep of each color variant producing wool. Thanks. Thanks so much. Rain. But this is going to be our focus for today. I do have a whole bunch of materials on me. I did off camera go through and build up a whole bunch of materials and go ahead and put them in the boxes for this episode. Also, I went ahead and started on finishing up this wall. I do need to go in and texture it, but at least I have the wall up now, and this gate that's been half finished this entire time is finally up. This is fully textured. I need to get the grass and leaves and everything across the inside of this and figure out what I want to do on the interior of this. It may end up being like a bee flower farm kind of thing here, and then a wheat field here. Possibly. Or I may end up just putting a wheat field out in front of this, or behind this somewhere. Because I actually do want, I think back here, an actual pen for the sheep. So kind of coming off of this, going along this wall, and going back here. Having a pen built the same way as this one for the sheep. Because I do want a large number of sheep just existing. Speaking of which, I need to go down there and breed my sheep real quick to make sure I have enough numbers for this. Because when I went down there and checked, I realized I had actually not had enough sheep for this. I was planning on doing 6 pods and realized I had exactly 6 sheep. Now I'm planning on doing 8 pods, and I have, I think, 9 sheep. So we're definitely going to need a few more. There we go. There we go. Now we have enough. Now, I do have a listing of all the colors. I went ahead and counted it out. It's 16 different colors we have in-game that I'm going to have to accommodate for, which is the reason there are so many pods up here. There's 8 on each side. That was probably something that was basic knowledge, but I actually had to go through and look at the colors and everything. And I do, in fact, have access to all of the colors. Except for brown. I don't have any way to replicate brown. But I do have like over a stack of the dye that I bought off of Wandering Traders. So I do have access to a whole bunch of the dye. So I can go ahead and dye a sheep and get that out the way. But with that said, I think I'm going to get started on the redstone components to get this wall done. And the reason I'm doing this wall first is because I think I actually calculated this wrong, and I'm going to have to put this wall one piece further back. Because the redstone stuff has to live back here. So I think I'm just going to take this wall out and kind of figure it out here while I still have space to like build back and stuff before I figure out how I'm going to set this side up, which doesn't have as much room to play with. Okay, slight snag. I've decided that I want to use a material I do have access to, but I don't have all that much of, which is white terracotta. I actually don't have any on me. I have my emeralds on me as I'm trying to buy it from my stonecutter. Problem with that. My stonecutter does not like to restock very quickly. And I don't have hardly any in stock. I bought plenty of brick from him and a little bit of yellow, but I haven't really gotten much of the other type. So I think, first of all, I want to send this through to become terracotta so I can make a bit of my own. Just go ahead and send that all through. And then also I need to stick this back inside of this. So that's a fuel for that. There we go. And then I also need to make another stone cutter so I can make some more stone cutters. I have stone on me. What am I doing? Now, if you haven't watched any of my earlier episodes, you may not realize what this building is. So this is actually my village breeder. It's a little bit more humane than how most people do it. It is literally just a building with a bunch of beds inside. Okay, somebody who doesn't have a job, come here. Getting all this fancy glazed terracotta, though. It's actually kind of cool looking. I may actually pick up some of that. Now, you are fully leveled up. Okay, cool. Just a few more. No, don't you dare. You little. And you... That was all you, buddy. You had freedom and then you chose to not. Okay. First one is in. Yeah. Yeah, we're doing that. I'm doing the color coding on this based off of... Oh, and there we go. It's already working. There we go. But I'm doing the color coding for this based completely off of the creative menu. I typically go into the creative menu a lot in my creative world, of course, because I need a lot of inspiration for all of this. All this stuff in front of you, the color palettes and stuff were figured out in creative. Now, there are some things I do freehand, like the diagonal building here. That was completely freehand. A few of my earlier on buildings were completely freehanded. But I do try to plan bigger things out first. Or at least the shape of said buildings first. Like the library, I tried to plan its shape ahead of time. Which is the reason that I didn't quite expect to do the balconies and stuff, because I had already pre-planned it, but I didn't expect not to like how flat it looked in my world. So I tend to play around in the creative menu a lot. So I'm basing this completely off of the creative menu's filtering for it. So it's going to go white, then light gray is going to be here, then gray, then black, and then it's going to start the oranges, or the reds, orange, yellow, and today we're going to go all the way down to lime, which is going to be down here. And that's as far as we're going to get. Dear heaven, somebody is blasting their radio. I can feel that. Okay. Now, while this is working, I did go down there and play around with, like, getting some more, hold on, I'll think about it, stone cutters, so I can get more creative with the terracotta colors. But I decided to just go basic, because it merges very well with the mangrove. Just go with basic white terracotta, because it does have, like, that pinkish hue that merges very well with this. And then across this entire line, you're actually not going to see the grass when you're down in here. Okay. Second pod is in. Hasn't produced anything yet. I just got him in there. I can see by the lead, but this one's been producing the entire time I've been over here. I did also break these few glass pieces so that I can keep pulling them up this side and just fill them up from this angle. But I am fully enclosing them because we are right next to a spruce biome which naturally spawns wolves, and you've probably heard the wolf bark. There's a wolf in here with my cows. Do I know where it's at currently? No. But it's in here currently. I don't know where he's at. Okay, I'm seriously getting concerned. Where the heck is he at? There he is. He's not tamed or anything. He's just chilling in here. But yeah, wolves naturally spawn in this area, so I'm just going to keep them fully enclosed. Now on to the next one. Okay, gray's in. That leaves us to have 3 already in. On to the next one, which is going to be the black sheep. Alrighty, black sheep is in. Next up starts the colors. We gotta start with red. Okay, first colored one is in. On to the next one. Okay, and as he turns invisible, orange is in. Got 2 more to go. Okay, yellow one is in. Only got 1 color left to do. Okay, and there we go. It's a whole lot of buying, but we have all of them all the way down to lime. Now I do have to get this other side in, and we're going to continue from lime going into green from here and then back down through the rest of them. Now I'm not going to do that today because I don't have enough sheep to do that. I think I literally have 4 left, so I'm going to have to breed them up until I get around 10 sheep, because I'm still going to need 2 to breed afterwards that I'm probably going to dye white and just stick back here and then continue to breed them up. But these have been working the entire time I've been doing all this. Now, granted, the color ones probably aren't going to have all that much in them just yet. Like, this guy only has the lead in here because he hasn't even eaten his grass yet. But that is everything. Wait, did I put the shears in there? Because it looks like he ate his grass. I did not. This is the reason we check and make sure about everything. Did not put the shears in there. There we go. Now the shears are in there. There we go. Glad I checked that. Alrighty. So in the next episode, we're going to be getting in this next set of pods, which is going to be fun. But for the rest of this episode, good lord, the amount of buying, I want to go crazy during this episode and next. I'm going to see about getting some walls around this. Okay, now I'm going to do a little fun little tidbit out here. I'm going to put decorations where typically windows would be. And I'm going to put chiseled stone brick underneath it. So whenever I have to come out here and replace the shears, I know which blocks exactly I have to break in order to get into the shears. Because I don't want to make an access point. Good heavens, all the sheep. I don't want to make a an access point for each one of them, because it'd be very difficult to do and make look aesthetic at the same time. So I think we're just going to go with this and then do maybe like some fake windows on top of it with some stairs or something, or maybe even some fence gates or fences, just to make it look pretty. Now this is going to be a 2-story building. So yeah, I'm just going to run around with these. Can I? Okay. We are not doing this. Y'all have been nothing but in my way since y'all been here. Oh my heavens. Don't like doing that, but I swear. He's been here for 3 whole days. And just constantly up in my way. Alrighty. Now, until I get this other side in, I don't want to do, like, any doorways or anything. So this is kind of where we're leaving this today. Now, it doesn't look like much physically, because it's a lot more redstone machinery than anything. And I did go in and put glowstone on the top of all of these, so that we have max light inside all the time. Because I am going to be putting a roof on this and putting a 2nd story up, which is probably going to be accessed from the back somehow. Probably a staircase up this side, or up that side, or heck, I may even put it in the front. Just putting a loft situation up here, and possibly putting like a area for dyeing, or like just some decorative like it's a hayloft type of thing. But I want it to stand out from the basic cow farm I have over here, which now has a barn dog. But that is going to be all for today. I hope you enjoy. Oh, that's going to be all for today. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.